Yo, what's up YouTube? It's SH Garrison here today. I don't usually do these kind of videos, but I felt like I really needed to get this off my chest about the entire show of Produce 48, from the articles into the emotional roller coaster I had from episodes 1 to the final episode of the revealing of the top 12 lineup of Produce 48. And pretty much what I'm going to cover in this video um, is what brought me back into survival shows, mixed feelings and concerns at first for Produce 48, favorites at first, and who stood out to me, as in the girls, who became my strong bias, and who actually grew on me. Highlights, I really want to talk about the highlights and the moments of Produce 48. Also, as well, my thoughts and personal thoughts about the top 12 lineup. And I really want to address a very end, like address the common comments and etc. and the potential hopes and dreams of Izone or IZ1. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sorry if I'm butchering their debut name. But yeah, let's just get into this. So I appreciate if you guys do stay for the entire slideshow or presentation or whatever you want to call it, but I will have the timestamps to each slide down below in the description, as well as the comments, of course. So this is it. Produce 48, real talk and personal thoughts. What brought me back into these survival shows? As you can tell by these pictures, I've definitely watched these shows. Produce 101, Mix and Match, Stray Kids, Midle with Vix. The list goes on, 16 with JYP, and yeah, bullet point 1 here, Curiosity. At first, when at first ever watched my first survival show, I keep repeating myself, but I had that fond curiosity. After watching a couple episodes, I got addicted, and then I developed a love-hate relationship with these survival shows, of course, because of elimination and whatnot. The concept episodes, just seeing how these boys and girls or trainees pull off certain concepts. I love consistently watching different concepts and how they'll be. Other survival shows were amazing, of course. Mix and Match, etc. were up there for sure. Produce 101 has to be my top 3. The format style, yeah, the format style. I was really skeptical at first with Produce 101 with 101 girls, but it just grew on me. I loved the entire show, and just recognizing trainees and idols who were on these previous survival shows and now that are on current ones, and that's what I like to talk about a lot more on Produce 48. So, mixed feelings and concerns at first. I'm pretty sure majority of us can relate to this slide. Bullet point 1 here, interaction and language barriers among Japanese trainees as well as Korean trainees. I was really concerned at first how they would perform together, how they would train together, and how they would practice together. But as in time, it just worked out. Each and every episode, I can see them working well with each other. Communications weren't really bad at all. And yeah, bullet point 2 and 3 going hand in hand. Always painful to watch elimination. Struggles are hard for me to watch. It's just painful for me to watch elimination. And just the evil Mnet editing and dirty shared screen time. At the end of the day, let's be honest here. We have a love-hate relationship with Mnet and with Produce 48. Or even with a hate relationship with Mnet in general. And another topic right here, touchy part, long story short, conflict among netizens internationally. Not just as of recent articles and whatnot, but even before when Produce 48 came up and on their first episode ever. There was this local, like in Korea, there was this local article, a couple articles talking about involving politics and whatnot with Japanese girls, and how it's just so disrespectful, left and right wing. I had to pretty much post an article about addressing how it's really false, and none of the girls that are in that article are even on the show. It's pretty irrelevant, that article, and a lot of false news out there. And also I was really worried that it would affect the views and whatnot on Produce 48 and how well it would do. But at the end of the day, Produce 48 has to be up here for sure in terms of views and etc. So yeah, favorites at first and who stood out to me. This has to be one of my favorite slides to cover right here. Lee Chae-young, ever since K-pop star, not gonna lie, young, when she was really young, I see her performing. And as well as 16, I see her improve from time to time. Time to time, from the dance. Her dance is up here for sure. She's such a well-rounded girl overall. Her vocals has improved a lot compared to the past. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can agree on me with that. And she's just such a bright individual. And Kwon Eun-bi, man oh man, when I first saw her perform with the rest of the Woollim girls, switching it up from Lovely's Achu to Infinite Bad, it shows the duality of the Woollim girls and especially Kwon Eun-bi with that dance break too. Now we know her as just that loving and caring mom, of course. Now Kayan, another loving mom, from Pledis, a leader. I have high respect for her to just appear on this show. She really wants to get it back into, the days where she's just performing on stage. I will continue to support her. Giri from this 9 after KCON did just made me a huge fan of from Miss 9, and she's just that cute little puppy that we know. Choi Yena, I have a lot to say about her, to be honest. Just the variety and her bombastic personality. She's such a funny and bright individual. She's absolutely adorable when she's having a mukbang or she's eating. Wang Yiren, I was talking to my friend about this, just the visuals and just sort of that comparison maybe to Ching Xiao from Cosmic Girls. Yeah, the I.O.I girls are definitely interesting in a good way. Kim Shion, she was previously, I believe, on Produce 101, the first ever season, and I really I rooted her for a bit in Produce 101, and I rooted for her a lot on 48 for sure. Park Hae Yoon, one of the best vocals on the show, if not the best. Previously doing all that opera work and whatnot and musicals. She's well known for those as well. Bae Eun Young. I just had a common thought, just an unpopular common thought with Bae Eun Young. She's definitely unique, and I talked to her a lot amongst a lot of people on the Produce 48 Discord. If you guys don't not sure about that. Neko Yabuki, I definitely wanted to get into some Japanese trainees and girls for sure. When I'm gonna say it on later as well, when she hit that high note, and she just proved to me that she is pretty flexible in singing, and her vocal cords are pretty good. Kim Hyuna, as well as Kim Hyuna, just having outstanding performances. Up until the concepts and the dancing, she's done it all. Choan right here, as you can tell in the picture, she grew on me, and she stood out to me. She is so well-rounded, let's be honest here, so talented, from the rap as well as the singing. She makes a solid main vocal for sure. Sakura, one of those. Definitely a solid leader if you want her to be a leader in command. Really well known in Japan, of course. I got to know her pretty well on this show. That's what I love at first about this show. I got to learn about new. If I didn't watch this show at first, I wouldn't have known Eunbi, everyone else that I'm not familiar with, and Wonyoung. One of my friends online, you know who I'm talking about, but she just loves Wonyoung, and I love Wonyoung too for sure. She's pretty solid, young at first, but who cares if you're talented at that age? Wow, wow. Who became my strong bias, and who grew on me? Pointing out as earlier as you can tell, Kwon Eunbi. She's up there, very, very talented. I'm gonna use that word. Sorry if I keep repeating myself and reiterating it. I just can't, explain a lot more. Cho Yena, she's up there with strong bias. So it's pretty much Eunbi, Yena, Gayeon, Chaeyeon up there, and then who really grew on me? Jo Yuri for sure, and she some people don't like him. Personally, I like Jo Yuri. She put in a lot of effort and a lot of work on Produce 48. Definitely when she was ranked pretty low on the standings, like A to F and whatnot. Nago-eun. Oh, I miss her a lot. I can't wait to see a lot more from her with RBW. Park Hae-yoon, she continuously grew on me with her vocals. Chaewon, as well as Chaewon. I just got to know her really well through Eunbi, just the Willem girls overall. Such a wholesome group, wholesome couple of girls. Jury, this is pretty common. Jury, Neko, Choan, Yunjin, vocals, dance, everything. And I can't believe there's people out there saying there's only a couple talented and people are just going for visuals. Let's be honest here. Everyone from the show has visuals and they're very talented, especially at their age, considering their ages and etc. And how much work and training throughout the months and even years they've put in. I have high respect for these girls and anyone else who is in the K-pop industry, which is pretty oversaturated at the moment, but I don't want to talk about that now. Highlight performances from Produce 48. The high note from Yabuki Neko. Well, I was touching on about that earlier in G-Friend Love Whisper, and yeah, I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that from the two groups to perform this song so well, especially the one group with Neko in it. Park Hae-yoon in Boa, such a classic, such something that you definitely have to come back to on the highlights and clips of Produce 48. Mary Cherry just hitting every single note and that high note. Hyo Yeonjin, same with her with the vocals. Girls' Generation, Into the New World. One of my favorite songs to date still from SNSD, Girls' Generation. Next one, I.O.I, Very Very. Both groups are really solid. One group was really stacked, but I personally like the other one with Choyena. Their stage performance was they added a lot more variety and etc. They added I don't know how to explain it, but I liked both groups at the end of the day that performed I.O.I song. AOA Short Hair, really solid in everything. I have nothing much to say about that. Highs, don't you know? It cuts out a bit here on the slideshow with my webcam. Sorry about that. But just noticing Chowan and Hyewon a lot in this performance. It just makes me flash back to season 1 with Sejeong and etc. on Zion. They are covering Zion T's Younghwa Bridge. It just made me flash back in that nostalgia. It was just a good feeling with that performance. All of the dance performances, a little mixed touch, side to side, instruction, Jack Jones. Into You, Ariana Grande. I'm just really disappointed that none of went on the second part of the elimination round. Instruction, uh, Little Mix, etc. One of the being one of them, I can't remember. Not even a single person making it onto the next part of Produce 48 after the elimination. It's just surprising that because all of them were really solid and I wanted all of them to move on. That's the rough part about watching Produce 48 and survival shows, to be honest, the elimination rounds. Um, Now we're getting into the produced songs that are new on Produce 48. Nation's Hot Issue, Rumor, definitely my favorite. I'm just surprised that they didn't win during their live performance. Eunbi, Chowan, Shion, of course, Lee Sian. I repeated Shion here for some reason. I cut off one, my bad. I didn't even notice that at first. I'll probably fix that later. Memory Control, To Reach You, just that nostalgia. I thought this group definitely had the right people for this song. Yuri, Chaewon, Goen, and NEKKOYA, just cute personalities and bright voices that worked for the song so well. Summer Wish 1000, Chaeyoung. It just shows the duality of Chaeyoung, how she can perform so well in that song. Just making it work with Minju, Miho, Go to Mo, and Miyu. Love Potion, Rollin', probably my friend's favorite as well, with Wanyoung, Nayoung, Doa, Hitomi, and Miru. Sorry about the little typo there on Nation's Hot Issue. I definitely love Rumor. It's one of the songs that I keep repeating from Produce 48. Hopefully, one of these songs or a couple of these songs will be in their final album, which we have to wait until October, huh? Thoughts and personal thoughts on the final top 12 lineup. Well, I know for some, or actually a lot, this is such a personal and touchy subject, to be honest. So let's just go down the list here. Number one being Wanyoung, who came second, Sakura, third, Yuri, fourth, Yena. I was really surprised one of my favorites got that pretty high. Yujin, being featured from a BTS trailer or music video. NEKKO, Eunbi, happy for her. Hyewon, Hitomi, Chaewon, Minju, and Chaeyoung. I was so happy when I saw Chaeyoung hitting that the top 12, the last position, and the last girl in the lineup. But as well, I was emotional for the ones that were left out. I really didn't like how Mnet shows the borderline of who got eliminated. It just rubs it in, and I just don't like how they edit that and put it in like that. But I'm just glad that some of my favorites, or even majority of my favorites, went into here. I didn't really care about how they were ranked, to be honest, except for top 3, of course. I know a lot of topics, a lot of articles talking about Kaihan. Same here. I feel for you, fellow producers and whatnot. I think she deserved a lot more, and I'll definitely talk about that subject later on to this slideshow. Wanyoung, she is still growing on me. She is still young. There's definitely a lot of potential in her. I will definitely continue to love her. Sakura, I think she's just pretty solid. I knew the fact that she would either be number 1 or 2. Yuri was really surprising from Stone Entertainment. She already grew onto me until the finale, just working her way up in the ranks. I'm really surprised she obtained rank 3. She was probably surprised herself. I really don't like how people are bashing on her, saying that she's not talented, she shouldn't be in there, someone else should be on there. I'll definitely address that later on. She's one of the vocalists, sub vocals, main vocals, or even can be a lead vocal. She can definitely hit those high notes. Yena, I kept stressing this out with a bunch of my friends. I am gonna clap Mnet if I didn't see Yena in this group at all. She provides that bombastic personality in the top 12 group, and she has the variety. Yejin, she still has to. There's a lot of questions for me. Definitely not visually. Just she's still working up for me, and I think she has a lot of potential as well with Wanyang. Wanyang being a little bit higher up there. I know she's young, and she's being center. A lot of people have a problem with who's center and whatnot, but like I said earlier, I'll touch on that subject later on in the slideshow. So now we're on Neko. Yes, Neko. I'm not too surprised about that. I'm glad that they didn't leave her out. I'm glad that there's a couple of Japanese trainees in the top 12. Maybe not enough. It's hard. I sort of wished it was a top 15, but it's really hard to have a girl group with 15 girls. It's really hard to manage, I think, for an entertainment company and whatnot. Now we get to Unbi, the individual that the mom that we all love and know, the second mom from Produce 48 next to Kayan. I think she fits really well in this group. She can be that one leader that takes command, really well rounded, and a lot of people enjoy her company, especially like a lot of these girls. And Hyewon, that is still working with. That is growing on me for sure. Couple of these girls are still growing me. Some are just solid, like I said earlier, and some are my biases. Hitomi, she is solid, solid Japanese training. I see her dancing skills. I see her working up the ranks throughout Produce 48. Chaewon, I like the addition of Chaewon here. Just having two fellow Willem girls slash friends, family in the same group. She worked. Actually, let's be honest here. Not just the top 12, but all the girls from Produce 48, like top 30, top 20, worked really hard to get to the point, to get this point. Minju, it's the visuals and I think a lot of editing, a lot of screen time on her as well as Hyewon. Just improving their vocals and dance, and I appreciate that they've put in the effort, just to make into this final group and whatnot. Sorry, I'm just like fidgeting here at the same time to just continue and fix my train of thought here. Sometimes I just pause, my bad. Chaeyoung, like I said, jeez, I got so emotional. I'm pretty sure you guys as well, especially when the borderline Chaeyeon and Chowon for the final spot. It was just seeing her. I was so emotional for her ever since 16 with JYP. Just missing cuts and now switching to a company, having a brand new start, and I cheered her on since the beginning on Produce 48 because I know she is so underrated locally, but now she's getting the recognition as well as these other trainees that they deserve. They're getting the recognition that they deserve. It's let's be honest here. Let's not live in the past. The past is the past. This is the final group. They're gonna debut in October. There's gonna be a lot of high expectations, but overall, even though you like only some of these members, the other members will grow onto you guys. I promise you guys that for sure. Just like with Produce 101 and Season 2 with 101, just they'll grow on you for sure. The couple of trainees that you do not like or didn't notice at first, I'm telling you guys, it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen if you do follow this group. Please do if you enjoyed Produce 48 up until the finale. I know finale is, like I said earlier, a touchy subject, very touchy subject for
Alright,
some. So this slide is pretty touchy personally to me, addressing common comments and etc. I'm just so heartbroken how the final lineup and Produce 48 as a whole, Mnet, is getting bashed recently. I don't even want to get into the hurtful comments about each and every trainees that I've seen and girls. And there's just this ridiculous hashtag iZone will flop. I mean, come on, guys. Um, you guys haven't seen the debut, their release yet, even. Some people are just not following them because their favorite member uh, is not. I'll get into that in more details later on. Is not even in the group. I'm gonna be honest here. People are saying, "Wow, visuals are chosen over talent." Um, that is not true. Majority of this group is talented. Um, and there is a leader to guide them. I think Unbi can do that a lot with her personality and etc. And some of them who are not just some of them who are not like high grade talented and have visuals, they provide a lot of variety and they have interesting quirks and sides to them that add to the group. Even though I'm low-key salty about like a couple of the placements, I think I'm just gonna support them regardless overall. And other people should too. Even though if you like or not like the top 12, they will debut and they will do really good. I'm pretty sure they'll do really good. Maybe not as much as season 1 or even season 2, but they will do well. Um, as for the eliminated girls, I'd like to point this out. I just raise your heads, ladies and gentlemen, that their journey is not over. Is definitely not over. If not, it has begun, or is that if it's just gonna continue. It's just gonna continue. They're not finished yet, so don't lose hope. I definitely do not lose hope in Kayan. She potentially might go in. Who knows? She potentially might go into acting, or continue singing and debut as a solo artist, or have a subunit. Who even knows? Hopefully, she will continue to fight for what she wants and what she really deserves. To be honest, as you can tell on the screen, I really felt like I predicted this moment where, just like season 2, both leaders not making it's absolutely absurd, not making the top 12 lineup, just not making it season 2 until now. Kyan, JR, etc. Samuel. Just look at this placement: 1 to 8, 1 to 8, until not even making it down to 14. It's absolutely crazy, and I know it could be rigged, or but real talk. Some people don't know that votes do get reset, and live is definitely a lot different compared to offline voting, especially for music shows. Um, but yeah, don't be disappointed, guys. Just like I'm sure your support would mean a lot to them. Just because they didn't place in just because your favorite or one of your girls didn't place in iZone doesn't mean you have to let go of them. They will continue to fight. Um, Even after iZone disbands, I'm pretty sure they're gonna debut with their companies, and even the girls that did not make to iZone, they will debut regardlessly, and yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away from a lot of social media in terms of Produce 48 and just reading comments. It absolutely tears me apart. I'm pretty sure a couple of you guys can relate in terms of the comments, but like I was saying, even personally for me, even though I don't like some, like I said earlier, that are still growing on me, just like season 1 and 2, they will eventually grow. I guarantee you, you guys will end up loving them, maybe even as much as your bias in the group. And yeah, potential hopes and dreams for iZone or IZ1. Just meeting the high standards. I think they would meet the high standards. The flexibility and duality that works with that goes in hand with the concepts that they will reveal. I'm curious what concept they'll try out, or concepts. I know I.O.I did that a lot a couple different concepts with What a Man, etc., and ballads, of course. I'm just a ballad type of guy. Winning awards, of course, I hope that they can win award and prove people, that are indifferent or wrong, who have a not that open-minded in terms of Izone and Produce 101 in general. Um, I'm starting. I'm just so sorry, guys, if I'm hurting you guys' feelings or whatnot about your members or individuals. But like I said earlier, I can't reiterate this. Still, please still have faith in them. They will debut regardlessly. They will still be successful, especially of how much attention Produce 48 has gotten the show overall. Okay, so bullet point 4 here, bridging the gap between South Korea and Japan. I really hope the conflict, like I said in a slide like a while back, the conflict of some people between South Koreans and Japanese. Some of them are very it gets personal and it gets into politics and etc. I hope it bridges the gap. That's why music is so beautiful. It helps a lot of problems in the current situations. It has historically done it. Um, Honestly, who doesn't love music? Each and every member becoming successful during their promotions and even after everything with their companies. Like I said earlier, with iZone, I'm excited to see during their performances, iZone, their releases, and even after when everything's done, the sad moment like 101, I'm sad to see. Personally, I have like a 101 shirt from KCON. I'm sad to see 101 go, but just a new era, new coming with iZone. And a new era for 101, each and every member individually with their own companies. This is going to happen to iZone 2. It's going to happen to the trainees that did not make it for the lineup. Yeah, I'm just hoping that Choan looks at this Produce 48 as a good thing, that she and Kayan just improving everything and making themselves better as an individual. Just a good experience, learning opportunity, experience, etc., as well as the other trainees, Kayan, Choan, Nayeon from RBW, and definitely the list goes on. The list goes on. Hopefully a lot of you agreed with me. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I know this is really lengthy, and sometimes slideshows can be really boring, plain boring. Concerning that you guys like Produce 48 or you guys are conflicted with it, love-hate relationship, um, I'm hopefully this video had some points that you agree with to a certain extent, or even agree fully in terms of how it's absolutely ridiculous how there's so many mean comments that shouldn't be put out there, and then they haven't even debuted. I see other groups that they're debuted, and there's definitely like anti people, etc., that are going against certain idols, and that's the whole problem with the industry. It's oversaturated, and there's a lot of hate, and it's really unnecessary. Going back to addressing issues, I would like to point out that, oh, this person shouldn't make a lineup, etc. I mean, if you were, honestly, let's be honest, if you were in their shoes, training for months, years even, or even failing to debut, like Chaeyoung, Eunbi, etc. At they worked so hard for this. They worked so hard to be talented, etc. Talented in terms of singing, dancing, variety, and the list goes on. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this, comment down below. If you did, comment down below. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts and takes on Produce 48 and the top 12 lineup. I will definitely not be doing a lot more videos like this. I'll definitely be doing videos like getting deeper into Infinite and whatnot and the historical past. Not much with slideshows, but I can tell you I have a lot more in store to provide with reaction videos and etc. And if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and peace.